right, go.
I lost
Ready,
my
set,
mouse.
action.
Okay, everyone, we're back for week 5 of Sam's League podcast. We got the normal guys, Cantaloupe Man, Jack, Dan, and we have a special guest this week, John Schmidt, come on to defend the Bernie's tribe. I don't know why we invited him, but he's here. He's actually doing pretty well for himself, 3rd place right now. But let's go to him, see what he's got to say about the whole Bernie's gang. John?
Well, when I'm out sitting about at a bar with my friends last Saturday, I get barraged talking about Bernie's kids are trash. They suck at fantasy football. But little do they know, if we didn't have that cannibalistic act last week of Bernie's versus Bernie's crime, we would still be holding 3 to 6 playoff spots. But right now we're at 2 to 6. I'm not a numbers guy, not a sabermetrics guy, but we'll be back with it. Bucky J will be back. Because we got a couple playoff teams. McNichol, I'm not saying he's going to hang around because Lord knows he sucks at fantasy football, but I got to stick with him as I stare, fail, and eat a ridiculous amount of cheesecake.
All over his face. It's disgusting.
I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Let's press on, though.
I agree. I think
You
you
were
guys...
bragging about how you were at a bar and you were talking about
You were kind of just trying to impress us with your drinking.
I did not order the club sandwich, though.
Shout out to Muggsy. He's got a club sandwich on lock. No, but I think the Bernie's teams will do good. Buck is due for an inevitable collapse. Brendan's just going to stop checking in 2 weeks, so you got to carry the torch, John.
Fun fact,
what they brought me in for.
I saw Brendan this weekend.
Where?
Linville Orchard.
Oh, wow. I remember times Brendan would talk about thinking about beating someone up that went to LaVille Orchards. Obviously, he'd never go through with it. But he definitely talked a lot of shit.
It was like 85 degrees. He was wearing jeans and a long-sleeve shirt. He was sweating more than me, but...
I don't believe
Not
you.
that hard to believe.
But the only thing I had to say with John being 4-1 is he has the least points against in the league by, I think he's averaging 70 points against per week. Mike, on the opposite spectrum, representing Francis, 110 points per week against. There's a 40-point swing right there. And I don't think it's going to keep up, but who the hell knows? Mike just might not put any points up at all.
That early 2000s AFC North football right there, baby. Smash mouth. A lot of 9-3 games, a lot of 9-6 games. Just W's. That's all I care.
Just get in and get your win, right? Well,
win's a win's a win. That's
there
all
you
I gotta say.
So we're going to go into our best starts of the week. Jack, we'll start with you. Who you got?
I'm going to talk up our guest of honor here. Even though he won by 50 against, Demps, does Demps play fantasy football, or is he just kind of hanging around?
Good question. Yeah, no one really knows anymore.
Give Schmidt credit, though, for Will Fuller here. The guy is on pace for, 52 touchdowns after he came back. Schmidt starts him. He gets that Deshaun Watson connection, and on his way to a 40-point victory.
Fun fact, he had 3 targets for 2 touchdowns and 50-some yards.
Also, I'll shout out the commish. Good start back on Cameron Brate.
Thank you, Jack. John, who do you got?
All right, well, this pains me to do it because I did not think he should have been drafted in this fantasy football league because I have too much integrity. I got to give it up to Cole, starting Joe Mixon. I don't know if you know this. 3 things that Cole and 2 other celebrities have in common. Chris Brown, Hope Solo, and Cole Turkel all abuse the opposite sex, and they all are pretty okay at fantasy football. So,
huge of
I'll give
truth.
it up for that one. I guess I got to support their own kind, support Joe Mixon. So shout out to him. He finally got on the board with a tutty, so shout out to Cole on that one.
There you go. Okay, Dan, who do you got?
Well, Jack, if you looked at the script, he stole both of mine, but
I don't.
it's irrelevant. I don't have any good starts for the week.
Wow. Really come prepared, Dan. This week,
if I have to go with one, I'll go with my boy Adam Vinatieri getting the start there, knocking in 250-yarders.
Really?
Yeah, I drafted him and dropped him right away. So
hey,
maybe I would have won if I kept him all the time.
You know John Schmidt holding on to 3 kickers. So I got 2 best starts. They're both actually on the same team. Shout out to Buck and the Bernie squad. Deshaun Jackson and Devin Funches, who should probably never be started ever, with both playing and both got upwards of 11, 12 points apiece. Didn't quite get them the win, but helped out. So we're going to move to the biggest mistakes of the week. Dan, who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to be a real asshole here. I'm going to go with Big Ben.
Wow. Stealing mine right out from under me. Appreciate that.
What happened to Big Ben? I didn't watch.
I would like to defend why it's the worst start because I am the one that started him. He did throw for over 300 yards to go along with his 5 interceptions.
Oh, wow.
That he threw to Jack's defense playing against me
essentially
for 2 pick sixes. So I had my options. I was actually, again, to defend myself, 6 minutes late to get Deshaun Watson. Fuck you, Jack.
And if he doesn't
but hey,
throw...
that's life, That's life.
He only throws one of those interceptions, you win, actually.
What was that?
He only throws one of those interceptions, you'll win the week. Funny how it works. Okay, Schmidt, who do you got on the biggest mistake?
This player, Dempsey must have been so deep in the Riverville that he started a player named Empty. Unorthodox, literally throwing everything but the kitchen sink at me this week. I thought I was going to lose with this empty player, but walked away with a 50-point win. And the battle of the old Drexel Hill quarterbacks remains 51 by me.
The passion burns deep in that one, John.
It was a slow burn, and it was a good win.
Always. My biggest mistake of the week was also on Dan's team. It's not someone he started, but someone, rather, he didn't start. Jerick McKinnon, sitting on his bench, had 20 points. I don't think either of Dan's running backs combined had 20 points. He also started Martavis Bryant in the flex, with Big Ben struggling against the Jacksonville #1 pass defense in the league. So, shout out to Dan on really going all in on the Steelers. Jack, who do you got?
If I was going to do it, might as well do it,
Do you have Antonio Brown as well, right?
Yep.
So
went all in on him.
Double stack. Wow.
Triple stack there, huh?
Yeah, won $65 on DraftKings, though.
Worked out well.
Shout out to DraftKings. Even though we don't pay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Fuck yourself, God.
Hold on, we don't do free ads, so bring that one back in.
DraftKings is not paying this podcast, so.
Jack, who do you got on biggest mistakes?
There was no quarterback or player, for that matter, that could have saved Joe Fallon's week this week. Yeah, he still started Sam Bradford, slinging Sammy's sleeves. I think he got sacked 5 times, and then just called it quits and walked to the locker room. There was 45.64 points in the week.
Wow. I saw something on Barstool today. It said RG3 was tweeting, like, take that man out. I know I've been there before. You know it's bad when RG3 is feeling bad for you. It's an incredible turn of events for Sammy Sleeves. But, so we're going to move on to Cole's segment of the week. I think he's still on with us. Cole?
Yeah, this is a real good segment I have for everybody this week. This one's titled Hysterical Facts that are kind of related to fantasy football. This one comes from Lord Byron. Lord Byron, for all of those you don't know him, he was big back in the Renaissance era. And here's the fact about him that kind of relates to fantasy football. Lord Byron kept a pet bear in his college dorm room.
This
A
was
bear
the worst
is a
segment.
mascot in the NFL for the city of Chicago. And that was hysterical facts that kind of relate to fantasy football.
So, let's never do that segment again.
I can't believe I'm laughing this hard.
That was awful. Let's go to the previews for the week. John, you have... Who's your first one? Oh, it's me versus Alex. Let's get a breakdown.
Look, I'm just gonna be upfront here, barring any crazy waiver wire pickups. It looks like old Sammy Boy's down in QB with Dak McNabb on the bye week. So I guess I'm gonna have to go Alex Libb. But having said that, could see Scott's tots being a little hungover. Coming off a loss, some would say an upset. Maybe they're still down in the dumps a little bit. Maybe Sam could sneak up. Devontae Adams, come up with a big game. Another big one from Cameron Brate that would be in there.
Hey, man.
So I'm going to go no prediction at all, but I think Alex is going to win, but I could see if Team Skinny Fat came and pulled off the upset.
That is the biggest bunch of bullshit review.
Thank you
I've
for
ever
being
heard.
very committal, John.
It's my first time on the podcast. I don't want to trash the owner of the league.
I'm undefeated.
Hey, man. I'll
My
get thick
pick.
skin. You can hit it.
Undefeated.
Are you really? Have you been tracking them?
No, but I went 3-0 week 1, so I'm saying I'm undefeated.
Okay.
Lord knows he's not undefeated in the actual win column.
Heyo is right.
Gotta count wins somehow, I guess.
Yeah, he counts his medals in the trophy room. But next up, Cole, you got Jack and Chris, number 4 versus number 2. Surprisingly, Jack is not 2 and Chris is not 4. But
Yeah, 4 versus 2, 4 versus who gives a hoot because Chris sucks ass. Anyway, if Chris, you're listening, I mean that wholeheartedly. So let's get down to the nuts and bolts of this matchup. Tom Brady is aight, and Deshaun Watson is coming on hot, and I'm talking hot. Bill O'Brien and his big old chin have finally found himself a big old start quarterback to put up big old fantasy points. Now, I think, honestly, in fantasy football, the quarterback needs to be big. That brings me to another point. If LeBron James
what?
played tight end for Jack's team, would he win this week? I don't know. That's something we have to think about. I'll talk about it another time. Anyway, I think annexation of Puerto Rico loses this week big. And that Jack's team moves to 4-2.
Wow. You're just full of insight today. Jack, let's go to the next one. You got Pup and Suds versus Team Not Here. I mean, Mike. 8 versus 12.
A 2-3 Team Pup and Suds versus 0-5. Try the field. I don't know if Mike listen.
I bet heavy
Mike
money
does
that
not
he's
listen.
never even seen this.
But if Mike doesn't check his team, which I don't think he will, Dave walks into a 3-3 victory.
Yep.
But bold prediction: Stephon Diggs plays, and Mike checks his team. We're looking at a projected, I'd say about 86 to 85 weekly projection. Team Pup and Suds going into the weekend.
I don't have a defense in.
I'm basing this off of if you guys checked your lineups. And I think it's a close game. That line favors Mike Praska and the upside Dan Fallon if they both check their teams. Highly unlucky. Dan gets this W.
That would be amazing. So let's move on to the ad of the week, Cole. Who's our sponsor of the week?
Our sponsor this week is Craig's Tavern. Craig's Tavern, where if you want to come and play a Red Hot Chili Pepper song, you can get the fuck out, because it's not that type of bar. This is the place you come for steaming hot Elios and heavy metal, and a Bud Light bottle. You want to draft? Fuck you! Go down the street.
Thank you, Craig, for
Big Stabber.
that's some hard-hitting, great advertisement there. Next up, I'm going to preview Joe Fallon versus Brendan. Joe coming in at 1-4. I think he had another couple injuries on his team last week. Brendan, if he checks, let's see, he doesn't have really anybody on. Oh, nope, Shady's on bye this week, and he's got not a whole lot of options backing him up. Joe finally gets Matt Ryan back. Should have a quarterback that actually could put up some points and not one that's hurt or getting killed. I think Joe takes this one, 95-83. And he moves to 2-4, and Brendan falls out of the Bernie's graces and out of the playoffs. John, what do you got on Buck versus Debs? Another classic matchup here.
Gotta love it. I got LeBron James down in the dumps, so down in the dumps that Buck's gonna get a bounce back win. Come out strong. I don't know if he's wrong with Cam or Alex Smith. Being that he's the Mike Missinelli's son and he's a big-time Eagles fan, I'm going to have to go with he's going to start Alex Smith just to avoid any internal conflict. But I'm going state champion, back on the horse, getting back in the playoff race.
Ooh, I like it. And finally, latest preview of the week, we actually have two of the guests on here. It is Cole versus Sean. Dan Fallon's going to walk us through that one.
Yeah, just give me 1 sec, Sam.
Yeah, this dead air is great. I don't know. John, do you have anyone on bye this week?
All right,
that
so
you
here
know?
we go. So John's following Dempsey's footsteps for right now with the empty position. I'm sure he'll address that. Looking at the matchup, on paper, both teams just look absolutely brutal. A bunch of terrible players. I mean, who would have thought when the season started that Javorius Allen and Will Fuller would be in starting lineups and Eli McGuire, but Elijah McGuire. John's gonna win 58-41.
Real slug out right here.
I think Rodgers is in for a big game. I think Kelvin Benjamin's going to get in the end zone twice. Depending on who John picks up at the tight end position, shouldn't really matter because Cole's got a team full of scrubs. I'll give John the edge, 89 to Cole's 64.
Ooh, wow.
Keeping that points against lower than 70. That's what I like to see. That's how
John with the big
That's how you win,
he's got
John. That's how you
back.
win.
John plays a big mental game. It's a mental defense.
It's somehow I came up with the most stout fantasy defense of all time. Don't ask me how, but
he's getting recruited by the Milwaukee Bears for his psych outs. Shout out if you know that reference.
Love it.
Rumor mill. Cole, what do we have this week?
Yeah, we had a couple of rumors. This one addresses a meeting that took place at Linvilla Orchards this past weekend between Dan and Brendan McNichol. What were they both doing there? Getting apple cider? I think not. Nobody goes to Linvilla for that cider shit. You go there for fantasy football, secret, and you go there for collusion. Now, I think it's something that we should address, but for that date. Second rumor mill. This one comes from a source close to Brendan, and I know he's been in a lot of the rumors lately, but the guy is swirling with controversy.
We might have him on next week to defend all these rumors now, but hit us with number 2.
This is the second one. Kelly McGarvey may or may not be running his fantasy team. We are not 100% certain, but we'll say 50% true.
I would explain all the success.
With everything that's 50%, you're pretty sure it's true.
I think that's totally. She made him not come to the draft, made him auto draft because he knew he'd get bombed and fucked that one up. And then she takes over and says, "Here I am. I'm going to do this." Not out of the realm of possibility for sure. But
if I could just add one more thing.
Sure.
I'll be starting a GoFundMe for Dan Fallon, aka Harvey Weinstein, and his upcoming extreme amount of lawyer bills. So we'll be starting a GoFundMe for that, and we'll be going forward with that.
John, I actually got a lawyer to do a pro bono for me.
You mean pro boner?
Not the first time you got a boon.
John, great minds think alike right there.
Right on it.
But does anyone have anything else? Or will you wrap it up?
Fantasy football is fun, and when I said to Chris last week about quitting if I ever lost to him, I was kidding.
I feel like you do that every year, and then you
Just go
lose
on record.
every year.
That was a joke.
Well, okay. Sounds good. I will see you guys all next week, and good luck in the week ahead. Later.